It's you and me against the world. We're going to be doom scrolling Twitteroonies because I've got some watermelon waiting for me in the fridge. First up from Ethereum Maxi Sassel. I know I'm late to this, but I just saw that Swift is building in the Ethereum ecosystem via Linear. Oh my gosh, that's nice. Okay, probably something. So interesting stuff about Sassel's he runs the Daily Gwei Discord. He's known as like pure Ethereum Maxi, but if you speak to him, he believes that he's not Maxi because, you know, he goes after decentralization and principles that just aligns with Ethereum. But it's just easier when we just label everybody out here, right? Yeah, it is true as well. We have Swift building on Ethereum, friends, ecosystem. And yes, they're using Chainlink. So it's interesting just to show you, does tech really matter? But like, here's the thing, friends. Shanghai, friends, you know, China's got a lot of mad tech. The trains, a lot of stuff, a lot of robots and everything out here. Most people, if you're from like, let's say you're in Greenland, like obviously the greatest nation on earth, you're not going to move, right? They support red candles over there in China because red's like the national color. You're in Greenland, you don't want to leave. Okay, what if you're in like America, Arizona? You're not going to go like just move to China just because there's a lot of tech there because like you don't have your home there, you can't speak the language. Okay, we see the same thing in cryptocurrency land. Even though we see a lot of tech, this is like observational, not my prediction, observational, friends. I'm sharing this with you. Chainlink is still only 9% of XRP's market cap. Even though XRP, its main narrative was it's going to be used by banks and Swift, and they've all just chosen Chainlink. But it doesn't matter because XRP have an army. So you can also see this, I guess, with Solana. Even though they have fast transactions, they think they're going to flip Ethereum just because they have cheap transactions. And now I've been pushing back gently in a very family-friendly way, saying, look, man, if it was easy as just making faster transactions to flip a chain, then everybody would have flipped Bitcoin by now. But obviously that's not the case. Network effects are a bit more complicated than that, like the first mover advantages. Mr. Dirty Crypto, PulseChain, millions of frozen PDI sits on BetterBank. I wouldn't be surprised if the unfreeze is magically timed with bullish green candles as confidence is restored. Interesting. I don't partake in any third-party generation yield stuff because we already have asymmetric upside 240x. So well done, Mr. Dirty Crypto, listening to me. I'm trying to help everybody out here. So that's very, very suited your friend Sommi language. You gotta understand, friends. We know in PDI, there's a lot of psyops to shake you out. There's a lot of random pump ties coins to shake you out. There's fake narratives that come out which distract from you. And they always involve selling PDI. All the fake stuff has been involved with, oh, PDI is too expensive. Sell it and go buy this other coin whenever you see that, okay? You can do whatever you want. I'm holding, all right? And the asymmetric upside's huge, friends, huge. Everybody who stepped out of Hex to buy the Hex clones, they ended up getting pooped. The right thing to do was to hold Hex 2021 and get its big upside out here. Here you have Pedguins. Bottom on XPL, or I chop my willy off. Now, XPL, remember, friends, is PlasmaChain. PlasmaChain, remember, is backed by Tether, and everybody got like a 25 to 30x on it. I didn't participate, sold out in 2 minutes. Don't feel bad if you didn't participate in it because I showed you yesterday, friends. Remember, there's like 99% of other ICOs just straight dog shit, friends. I got rugged on this shit. It's not rugged. They tried. There's a lot of products out there, friends. They built games. They built products. They got platforms. Just there's no demand. It's just, it breaks my heart, bro. It breaks my heart. Like, come on, man. They actually built stuff. There's no demand because the business cycle's low. It's been a very, very, very brutal, vicious bear market, right? And there's a lot of Bitcoin maxis calling for the end too, funny enough. XPL token, what I'll do is, friends, I'll put it on a little 2-hour chart here. It went to like $1.70. Everyone said it's gone to $10, then dropped down immediately 30%. It's kind of funny. Some people just said, oh yeah, this thing's going to $10, dropped down. I don't know, man. People made a lot of money, and you got to remember, you're like running first, okay? Now, you might say, well, Sommi, it's stablecoin super cycle. They're building a stablecoin chain. Yeah, you already up your 30x. What are they going to do? It's tough, you know what I mean? The thing is, friends, you might actually find that, look, I just don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if this thing just like keeps doing that over time because, man, you just got given like basically, it's almost like an airdrop, but it's, you know, you got 30x return, so we'll see. Remember I told you most KOLs are actually bearish. I have information here just to prove it to you, friends. So Willy Woo says we're due for a bear market soon. Okay, now I have a wonderful post here from me, yours truly. Okay, The biggest crypto follower KOLs are all saying a bear market starting soon. So these are just a few to name. You got to remember, friends, I absorb a lot of information as much as I can. I give you the highest value content in crypto. I save you thousands and thousands of hours. It's just impossible time to do this, okay, by yourself. So these people are bearish. Ben Copen, Uncle Bobby, Willie Pooh, Ansoy, blockchain backer. Now, you might say, but Sommi, they're not technically bearish. Look, bro, in my opinion, okay, this is just me, okay, when you say we're going to go up for 30 days and then we're going down to zero, you're not really bullish. You know what I mean? We're going up first and down, you're bearish, okay? Because everybody else thinks like that too. So they all have a similar theme. All of them, friends, every single one of them either believes we've topped out now, or they go, okay, we go up and it's all over. All of them. And it's not just them. I'm not picking on them, friends. I've got nothing to pick on. Like, you know what I mean? They've got way more followers than I have. And so I don't measure by that. I don't really care. I'm just telling you, I've seen all of you, and all of these people, friends, are independent thinkers. They look at themselves. They go, hey, I'm going to make a decision. Why I want to share this with you is there are KOLs you'll listen to. They'll go, oh, you're all bullish. This is really dangerous. It's all over soon. I mean, what do you mean you're all bullish, bro? I just named for you. Friends, Uncle Bobby, 500,000 followers. Ben Copen, 1 million followers. Willie Pooh, 1 million followers. Ansoy, 800,000 followers. Blockchain backer, 500,000 followers. Where's the bull? And then when they'll point someone, they go, oh, but that Martini Gimp. Bro, the guy's always bullish. He's literally always bullish. He's doing top 10 coins to go 100x every 6 days. There's like a new list of 10. Like, there's not... You can't look at that, bro. You know what I mean? It's not going to give you an accurate representation of stuff. You might say, but Sommi, please show me what's a good accurate representation. I don't have all the answers. I'll just give you an example. And put your pants back on, please. Here's one example, okay? PlanBitch made a poll, okay? And I'll tell you the results of the poll. He had a survey. He's got 1 million followers on Bitcoin. Basically, Bitcoin Maxi, okay? And he is a little bitch. And if I see him, I'll slap him. He blocked me because I tagged in 2022, ETH BTC was going up. So all I said was, I believe in Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's all I said in my post. And I was sharing his post. I was new to the posting on Twitter stuff. So because I tagged him and he saw Ethereum in the same post as Bitcoin, blocked. Okay, so he's a little bitch. Now, he made a poll. He said, what do you think is going to happen in 2026? Are you bullish or bearish for Bitcoin? Okay. Now, you remember, it's a Bitcoin maxi. He's a Bitcoin maxi. His followers are like meant to be overly bullish on average, have a hint of bullishness. Okay. 70% of the poll said bear market 2026. 70%. And he said, this was done like a month ago, I think. And I looked at it, I was like, oh crap. I guess we are running into next year. So 70% of people said next year's going to be trash. 30% thought next year's going to be good. Very interesting, friends. Very interesting. It's interesting. His audience leans bullish, right? His Bitcoin Maxi channel. So now look, OG, your friend Sommi, I'll repeat these lessons here for you. You might say, Sommi, what's the significance of when you find stuff like this? What does that actually mean? Look, remember, friends, you don't live on this earth, which may or may not be round or anti-round, okay? It's a hot topic. It's a hot topic, okay? I'm just saying, you're not the only person. You're not the only person with eyes, ears, who can read and look at markets and knows about a 4-year or cycle. And prices go up and down. You're not the only person. Everyone knows that. So how tops happen is, like, let's look at 2021. People were buying in 2021 because they believed that they were front-running the suckers in 2022 because money printing was happening and this thing was going to go parabolic. And that's what happens in every single cycle, okay? So right now, though, if the majority of the crowd think 2026, which is this year, if they think this is going to be down, the majority of the crowd think it's going to be down, that means the majority is not buying right now because they're ready to click sell. which means it tells me the price is nowhere near high enough to be considered dangerous with euphoric, bad, weak hands. Okay? That's how it works. Because cycles, friends, like when people always go, oh, the market's going to go 50x from me and then I'm going to get out. Complete the story. Who's going to buy 50x higher? Someone only buys your bags, even if it's someone only buys your bags 10x higher because they think there's another 2 or 3x left to go. Yeah? Well, if the majority of the crypto crowd think it's all over in the next 30 to 90 days, no one's buying now. Your exit liquidity is not buying now because most people think it's over next year. Why would they be buying now? They don't have timeframes like that. They only buy if they think they can get another 2 to 3x and they can pretty much rely on the suckers coming after them. But the suckers aren't in yet. That's my conclusion, okay? But the suckers aren't in yet. Now, what does that mean, friends? It means at some point next year, right? Maybe, I don't know, it could be running to 2027, who knows? But at some point, usually, the market price goes high enough with enough good news and enough momentum and enough business cycle push that people get emotional and then they start to predict good things for the years ahead. Right now, they don't have good expectations for the years ahead. In fact, they are bearish for the year ahead. So that's why I try to imagine, is Twitter going to make itself into a crypto exchange? Are they going to remove crypto taxes? They're just going to have to get us bullish one way or another. Okay, so I don't know what I don't know what that news is going to be. We'll see. Pulse Beast. Hex has consistently outperformed every other Richard Hart token since I publicly converted all my RH coins to Hex. Yeah, well done. It's easiest to buy and closest to the money. You don't have enough Hex. Yeah, that's awesome. So we saw earlier today as well, PulseChain coins moving up alongside Meth and Bitcoin. Hopefully we start to ticky up. Trader, as the market rebounded, this whale 0x69 closed his Ethereum short position. He lost $1.58 million. I want to get some friends. I am the only crypto KOL. Okay, if you even call me that person you watch on screen, I'm the only person. I'm just sharing with you over and over. I go, bro, 95% of these traders are losing. They don't share that with you. Why? Because they're shilling you. Sign up to my leverage exchange link, please. I'll teach you how to trade. That's why. They're not making you smarter, dude. They're not doing that. Look, I don't care. Go sign up to them. Go buy their indicator. Go buy the grips, whatever. All the power to them. Just get away from me. If you believe that, get away from me, dude. Friends, I can't be in the same room with someone who thinks it's okay to chop off their own genitals, have 15 jabs, and who thinks it's a good idea to tell your kids to identify as a doorknob tomorrow and then be a lamp the day after. You pick one. You're either a lamp or a doorknob, bro. Okay? You can't, you're so far brainwashed, you're beyond help. You need to basically keep going and falling till you hit rock bottom so low that you're so embarrassed by the opportunity you wasted, then you're finally ready to make a change, you know? I don't want people who are like sinking and they're still like, they're falling on the way from grace, going all the way down, realizing that, you know, they still haven't realized that you know, this trading stuff, 95% of people are losing and it's PvP, and the only way to make it is to buy and believe. Uncle Peter Schiff, gold just hit a new record, 3,843. We're in the earlier stages of a monetary reset as central banks move off the dollar standard and back to gold. This shift will end the US dollar hegemony, raising our interest rates and consumer prices while lowering our standard of living. Look, you say that, but then I remind you, Jim Cramer just said buy crypto, and he put a picture of the US debt. So that kind of makes you think about things differently. Also, friends, what he's talking about is gold. Gold has not been settling down at all. Gold's actually been going turbo nuclear. It has not settled down whatsoever. So it's right near 4,000. But remember, friends, gold is actually like really, really, really low. You look at the gold S&P 500 ratio. It's at 0.57. The thing used to trade at like freaking 3. So that's like a 6x for gold. However, this thing could take like, 10 years. So it is interesting, right? We're just waiting for gold to settle down. Okay, it's still going up. So remember gold as well. Gold grows around the long-term money supply rate, which is about 6% per year. It doesn't do it consistently. What does do consistently is the S&P 500. Okay, gold's like the risk-off hedge in those insurance cases out here. Sisyphus, friends, this guy stole, I think, something like $80 million or $100 million or something. Honestly, I'll be honest, I don't know how the guy's still alive. I don't know how this person is not dead yet. I don't know how, like, his throat is not slit. Personally, like, once you steal that much money, because no one's doxed him. I think no one's been able to dox him. So, yeah, he stole from, if you guys remember Olympus DAO from 2021, I think he ran Anubis DAO. And they did it on Twitter, and it was like the end of the 2021, and then everyone went in. It was just straight $40 to $100 million, like rugged, or something. It was something huge. It might have even been $300 million. Let me see how much was Anubis DAO scam for? Anubis DAO, $58 million. It says the rug pull. Yep, $58 million, 5.8. And then they launched a token, went to zero. Yeah, straight away. They stole $58 million. So, yeah, man, that's what they do. So he's made a post here. Michael Saylor, on average, each month bought 2.6 billion of Bitcoin using other people's money for the first 7 months of this year. It was about 18 billion into Bitcoin. In August, he bought 400 million. And in September, he bought 850 million. Hyperliquid. So, yeah, he's buying. It's just showing he's buying with other people's money. Yada, yada. Hopefully, we all make it. His SPX 6900. People sharing the memes. Yeah, man, hope it works out. Murad, friends, Murad's portfolio went to 50 million, crashed back down to 10. Now it's back up to, I think, around 30, but it's all because of SPX. The other meme coins and stuff out here, we're still waiting for Friendship and Glory. Hopefully they all make it. Here you have a post about XRP and ChainLink. So remember, friends, I showed you ChainLink versus XRP ratio. It's about 0.09. So Link has to rally about 11x to match XRP's market cap. This post is comparing it. XRP Maxis got completely BTFO, blown the F out by Swift, announcing their own blockchain-based ledger together with 30 financial institutions. The Link Marine thesis is validated once again. So yeah, Chainlink, friends. Remember, Chainlink's connecting all chains. Swift is going to make their own chain and talk to all the banks. Guess what tech they're using? The Chainlink standard to hook all of them up together. But yeah, like I said, XRP have an army. Okay, so friends, I have love and affection for everybody who's just long crypto. Yeah, I have no bad blood. I want everything to go up, man. Like, friends, I would love to see XRP flip Bitcoin. Just do it. Hell, just do it. Throw a hand grenade in there just to see what happens, you know? So I generally do walk an abundance mindset, friends. I want everything to pump. Because the more things go up, the more people have a sense of urgency just to try reprice and revalue the other things up, right? Whales keep buying Ethereum. So another whale received 25,000 ETH from Falcon X. And another whale received another 5,000 ETH. Wonderful. So you won't see that on Cointelegraph. Cointelegraph, for some reason, keep sharing Solana information and random Solana stuff no one gives a shit about. Oh, look, if XRP is flipped by Chainlink, so if Link goes to XRP's market cap, here you go, it's 11x. It's funny. This is the website, marketcapof.com. So thank you very much to Sir out here. Bold Leonidas. Crazy that we're watching Thread Guy learn about taxes in real time. 54%, man. Yeah, friends, consult an accountant. Pretty much you should do it immediately, friends. I've had because I did trading for a prop firm. I've had everything set up like 10 years plus. You really should do that. But I've got a feeling I know what everyone's going to do. I know what most people are going to do. If their number gets high enough, they're just going to keep it on chain, and then they're going to go to their local police station and say, hey, somebody has stolen money from me. I clicked the virus link, and now my money went to another wallet. And then what they're probably going to do is fly to another country in like 6 or 12 months, withdraw it there, somehow funnel it around. Yeah, that's why there has to be crypto tax reform. There has to be. Otherwise, every government in the world is going to do that. So everyone's going to have a boating accident. Oh, I clicked the link. My money's gone. Damn, sorry, government. I can't pay you my $400,000 because I got scammed, Oops, did I go book a flight to Dubai to hang there for a year? Because everyone's going to do that. Yeah. Would you do that? Would you go to another country like Dubai if you knew you just got to stay there for a year and you're going to have fun there as well? That's a funny part. Yeah, I know. I've got to go to a place that people love visiting all the time. Crap. What a nightmare. And then you get to save yourself pretty much $350,000 of that. Maybe you pay them 5% or something. That's what they got to update these tax laws. This is Jim Cramer's picture. Buy crypto. This is the national debt. Thank you, Mr. Jesus on PulseChain out here. Wonderful. Here's LibertySwap. Peacock is the true store of value. Peacock standard of money. It's one of the memes out here. Hopefully it goes cheaper. Maybe we can buy some later on. But yeah, it's all meme stuff. You know what I mean? Just go for your life, friends. Also, friends, I've got to remind everybody. So on PulseChain, I have some of the Richard Hart meme coins. We got like Most. We've got Ricky. I forgot the others. But it's all the same network effect. Okay. A lot of people wondering, Sommi, there's 20 Richard Hart meme coins. Cover them, bro. It's not 20 coins. It's actually one coin. Yes, he created Doge and ADA and all these, but you're all PvPing, sharing the same thing. It's just like in the Solana trenches, it's the market cap is shared between the 90,000 daily active users for any coin. They're just battling about what's going to have mind share today. That's what it is, okay? The only way it wins is there's new people coming in. That's why, like, PulseChain's cheap. Hopefully everything gets repriced higher. But that's what it comes down to, okay? And yeah, like, there's 20 coins, man. Like, you made a lot as well. So, like, which one's cool? There are some funny ones. But yeah, you got to keep pushing. And we'll see, you know, which one can grab mindshare and sit on the top as well. MicroStrategy recently bought more Bitcoin. He bought $20 million worth. I think 600 BTC or something. Or whatever. Or recently. Here you have Josh, man. This guy started flooding Bitcoin. This was the pie guy. He believed that Bitcoin was going to be $84,000 in like March this year or something. Then it was. So he got a lot of followers. If MicroStrategy's goal... By the way, don't take this with a grain of salt. But he said that Bitcoin's going to top at 400K this cycle. You know, so we'll see. He said if MicroStrategy's goal is to accumulate as much Bitcoin, he might sell MicroStrategy to buy Bitcoin at MNAV equals 1 all the way up at 444K per Bitcoin. I would anticipate MicroStrategy trading around $1,000, which is then when the option value of Strike would hit its peak. Josh, man, this guy, he sold, I think, his MicroStrategy because he didn't like how they were starting to make a bit of word salad changes to MicroStrategy about how they're going to issue more debt to kind of like try to buy more BTC and accumulate. Yeah, man, he's sacrificing the whole company just to get in. You know what I do, friends? Of course, Bitcoin treasuries. I check it out in Juicy News every day. The MicroStrategy MNAV is about 1.24. So it's on the way down. I mean, the thing used to trade at 5 and then 3. It was as high as 2 and then 1.9, 1.8. Just share it with you again because there's a lot of anti-Semitic people out there in the world. This is the MicroStrategy to BTC ratio. Personally, I hope, man, I'd love to see it go for another leg. Oh, man, I'd love that. And this is a big wick. So I really do hope it does. I really do hope it goes another leg as Bitcoin goes up. Remember, this thing is outperforming Bitcoin. I'd love to just see it flush up. I want to see infinite demand and buying and altcoin stuff out here. But it seems like altcoins are, you know, the next flavor. Interesting. Rain. I got scammed for $4,000 a year ago. I messaged the guy every week for 8 months straight. Today, he got so annoyed he finally refunded me. Never give up. Goddamn wigger. What's your soul address? Yeah. Also, Curtis, 3 days until the top of the current 4-year cycle. That's funny. Nice snapshot. Oh, yeah. Don't get scammed, friends. Beware of imposters. There's fake your friend Sommis everywhere. I am at Sommi Telegram. Check the spelling. It's an L, not a capital I. They scam you as well. Check t.me/your friend Sommi official. Don't give money to anyone, friends. Look, don't give money to anyone. The only opportunity out there is public open markets. We tried ICOs last year. I've already made a deal. Unless it's a special case, I'll make videos on stuff if nothing comes out. But like, how are they going to give you and me a deal? I got no faith, man. I'm so despondent and like just so jaded and depressed from. Yeah, man. It's been trash. CBB XPL error. I've been a ghost in crypto for 6 years and I only started this account 2 years ago. No one really wants to tell it, but it gives such a huge advantage in such of access to alpha opportunity support. Crypto influencers are still broke after years around having such skill issues. Don't be tempted by junk like that, friends. He got XPL, so he hits 130x. Now this guy thinks he's a genius of making everything. I guarantee, friends, just follow people like that. Just keep a mental note because I've been hearing people like that appear every 3 months for the past 6 years. All right, 6 years. So, this guy's an amazing genius. Follow him for the next 6 to 9 months. Their win rate goes down. They make some losers. Eventually, they get a following. People start whinging to them. And then what the person does is they backdate their stuff. They go, oh, but if you were following me from a year ago, you would have made money on this. That's what ends up happening. And the backtrack. Before you know it, it's been 12 months of them going dog shit. And then you realize, oh, they really were a one-hit wonder. That's literally 99% of cases. Even look at Ansoy, for example, friends. Ansoy binked Solana. What's he done after that? Been 2 years. Yeah. It's literally been 2 years. Can you believe it? It's literally been 2 years. We bought Solana 2023. SEP. Yeah, great. Went up. Then what? Some meme coins. All of them went down. See, just one example. Not to pick on him or anything, but like just showing that's what it is, man. That's what it is. That's why I'm completely aware. If anything, even anything I mean goes up, it doesn't mean like, oh, I'm God's gift. Like I'll tell you every 15 seconds, bro. Firstly, don't buy anything I mean just because I'm in it. Number one. Number two, click sell if you want. And number three, man, we're lucky this stuff even works. It could be at zero literally in the next 5 minutes. I have no idea. Here is LA Vape Cabal, third guy. Wow, with a huge wall of text. Jeez. He says, I just got my official tax numbers. I don't understand how anyone gets rich without selling a company for 9 figures or moving to Puerto Rico. This is insane. I'm being scammed. Congrats to everyone working hard. He goes, his tax rate is 54%. Yeah. Well, there you go. So what you have to do, friends, is consult a tax professional. But usually what they'll get you to do is, it's too late now because you already bought your tokens, right? But I'm talking for the next cycle. Yeah. You have to set up a company, and then the trust owns the company, and then you can basically pay yourself a dividend from that, but you can just defer your tax. Okay, so your tax, it's still owed to the government, but you don't have to activate when you have to pay the full tax amount, right? So let's say you're meant to owe the government 45%, but you'll only pay 25%. Because the trust owns the company. Usually, depending on what country you're in, right? So instead of like 45, maybe you get to pay in 25. But there's a 20% difference. Okay, so it's still owed to the government. It's just that you can defer it infinitely. You can defer it for the next 20 years. So you go, oh, what do you do with that tax? Well, that's where you go and invest it. So you could use that investment. Okay, so let's say you made $1 million. Okay, you pay the government $250K. When really, if you cashed it out yourself, you'd owe them $450. But that $200, you can't go do personal spending. Your company can spend it on stuff. You might choose to buy a car for your company. You know what I mean? But the best thing to do is what everyone does is you invest it. That 200 grand. So remember, the government still owed that 200 grand. It's just that the deferring of the taxes, it doesn't accumulate any interest for the government, what they want from you. So that deferment, that 200 grand, you could buy Bitcoin. Okay, that 200 grand, and literally you can pay the government that $200,000 in like 10 years. Maybe Bitcoin's done a 5x for you. So in 10 years from now, that 200 grand, right, you have $1 million of Bitcoin, you give the government that 200K, but you've got basically almost $1 million from that. Okay, and you can pay, and they just keep rolling this over perpetually. That's what everyone does. But there's a limit to these because you can't just go and spend all your stuff for personal things, depending on your country, right? But that's generally the gist of what they do. But then there are loopholes that people do is if you pay accountants more and more, well, I'm talking like when you have like, just $10,000 meetings. What they do is they have international structures where they know other people in like, Bahamas and other countries where you have to go there, set up a company, and then the countries over there maybe require like, bigger deposits because a lot of people, you get the tax rate lower, but you need more and more money invested. Like, I don't know what the number is for Singapore, but a few years ago, you needed like, say, I think 300 grand in a bank account there or whatever it was, or 100,000 US. So you need 100,000 US just to sit there, just to open up the company with like some special international treaty thing, right? So you can actually see, so the more money you make, it's more advantage for you to go out there because you're saving more, right? So that's what happens. But the accountants and stuff, they won't go tell you what to do because these loopholes, what ends up happening is, if too many people do them, governments close the loophole and they make another loophole somewhere else. And then, yeah, you got to figure that all over again. But yeah, you go figure it all out when it comes to these. I pay all my taxes, friends. I pay all my taxes on time. I think you should. Don't play this game. I already told you. If you don't like paying taxes, I'll tell you something. There's a trick. You don't like paying taxes? Invest 50% more than you would otherwise. So instead of putting 10,000 into crypto, put 15,000. And then you say to yourself, write it down in a journal. You go, this extra 50% I input in, this is my tax for the future. Okay? It's basically, yeah, you're taking on more risks to take on for the tax. That's how I think about it, right? Because, you know, look, ultimately, like crypto is hard enough as it is. You know what I mean? Now you want to do loops and like evade governments coming after you and stuff. You don't want to be caught in anything like that, friends. You know what I mean? So yeah, hopefully we don't have to get to that real phase if people come and they get more loan cards and stuff in crypto and there's ways around things. We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. Okay? Remember, all of this, pure speculation. You saw the hat, no play. Like, subscribe, Billy Button, or catch you in the next one.